Fu Yunzheng, don't stand there and give me that high and mighty speech. So what if you're the crown prince? We were never equals to begin with. And you were about to marry the Minister of Personnel's daughter. If I had the baby before your new wife came in, what kind of future would I have? Would my child even have a chance to survive? He didn't expect me to say that. He reached out to pull me in, but I stepped away. I'm sorry, Huaner, he said, full of guilt. I didn't think things through. I didn't think you'd get pregnant. And I definitely didn't think you'd leave because of it. I never expected Mr. Too Good for Everyone to actually say sorry to me. This rare gentleness from him honestly felt surreal. He lowered his voice to comfort me, like he was afraid. Even one loud word would set me off. Stop fighting this. Come back to the Eastern Palace with me. Jinxing is my son after all, and there's no way I'm leaving him out here. The moment I heard that, I snapped right back to reality. Fu Yunzheng, just let us both go, please. Fu Yunzheng's face went dark instantly. I just poured my heart out to you. And you're still pushing back? I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm taking you with me. From that day on, the Crown Prince planted himself in the north. I had no idea what he was thinking. But then it hit me. In romance novels, this is basically the peacock spreading its feathers. Classic courtship behavior. Every day he'd show up all dressed up, buying snacks to win jinxing over, and occasionally pulling stunts to surprise me, which from where I stood were all just jump scares. I can't deny though, my heart was starting to stir again. The old emperor was in really bad shape, and there was no way he could just ditch all his duties in the capital. So every day he'd have messengers bring stacks of government reports, all the way out to this remote place. He even bought the house right next to mine. At first the owners refused, but somehow he pulled some strings, and basically forced them out. That family ended up moving to the capital and getting an official post. But that's another story. By the 38th morning I went out to exercise, and saw this man casually strolling past my gate again. I was just done, and my little traitor Jingxing had already run over to be all buddy-buddy with him. Will you come visit me all the time from now on? If that's the case, I'd be so happy. Then Jingxing did a full 180, and asked me if maybe Fu Shixiang could just come live with us. Fu Shixiang said he was fine sleeping on the floor in your room. Oh wow, this guy, he was working every angle he could. Jingxing was putting on the puppy dog eyes, pleading with me. That soft baby side of him was rare to see. Xiaodezi watched the three of us going back and forth every day, and looked absolutely exhausted. But sometimes he'd get this warm, fond smile on his face, which I thought was super weird. The more I looked at him, the more familiar he seemed. I'd just been so busy with everything these past few years, that I'd never really sat down and taken a good look at his face. I'm terrible with faces, honestly. I was still very much resisting any contact with Fu Yunzheng, until one day, Jingxing ran up to me, hugged my leg and said, "Mom, I want a dad too." That line actually broke me. You want a dad? But your dad is trying to drag us into the palace. That place is basically a lion's den, baby. Right now he can say he loves me and wants me. But give it 10, 20 years, when I've faded, he'll have a harem full of young, beautiful women. There's no way he'd still be protecting us then. You gotta be realistic about these things, kid. Back at the wonton stall, that guy who always makes me wrap his wontons personally showed up again. He smiled at me, same as always. After he paid, I started making his order. Not long after, Fu Yunzheng came bouncing over hand in hand with Jingxing. They were all smiles. Jingxing was holding taro cake and water chestnut cake. Stuff I never let him eat. I shot Fu Yunzheng a look, then went back to serving customers. My group of gossipy lady friends were on it as usual. They'd shown up at the wonton stand first thing in the morning, just to catch a glimpse of Fu Yunzheng. The day before, they'd originally planned to come get me, to go hiking and drinking at Qinglong Temple outside the city. But the second they walked in, they saw Fu Yunzheng shirtless, throwing punches in the courtyard. They had never seen anything like that before. They covered their eyes, then spread their fingers and peeked shamelessly. They got kicked out in the end, obviously, but bright and early today, they came straight to my stall to interrogate me. Girl, you've been hiding something that good this whole time, and didn't tell any of us? We can't have him. But at least let us look. I laughed and set their wontons in front of them. What if I told you I just reconnected with him recently? Would you even believe me? Besides, yeah, you're my girls, but your mouth's leakier than a busted seam. Can any of you actually keep a secret? I tell you guys something, and I give it 3 days tops, before the whole North knows all my business. So the guy doing push-ups at your place today, is he really the Crown Prince? Girl, I had no idea you had it like that. I thought Jingxing's dad had actually died in battle. Who knew he was that big of a deal? So what are you gonna do? Are you planning to leave and head to the capital with them? They kept firing questions at me. It was giving me a headache. I furrowed my brows and looked over at the father and son eating wontons at the table and let out a long sigh. I honestly didn't know what to do next. All I knew was, the kid stays with me, and there's no way I'm letting him take Jingxing. Those ladies glanced over at Fu Yunzheng, then back at me, and whispered, "You sure you only want the kid? You're not keeping the dad too? Because the way we see it, he doesn't just want the kid back, he wants to take you back to the capital too."